This show is not suitable for all viewers. There is coarse language, violent content, and wild shenanigans that do not belong in the ears of babies, so viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome back to Eowodan's Legends, Episode 3, and we are joined with our wonderful players.
Hi everybody, my name's Keisha. I play the rogue bard, Marcus Magnificato, a Leonin. He is uncomfortable with the sight of blood to the point that tries to avoid it at all possible. If it gets on him, he has this little, almost OCD-like quirk where it needs to come off immediately or he will panic.
Hi, I'm Jackie. I play Schlafnix Nachmad. It's a fun fact about Schlafnix. She is a total girly girl, but she doesn't like people knowing it. Like, she absolutely hates being identified as a girly girl, but, like, occasionally you will catch her, like, looking at herself in the mirror and fixing her hair or something like that. She wears, like, an old country-style dress, despite the fact that that's what she fights in, because it makes her feel pretty.
I am Kai. I play Prim. She's a barbarian. And fun fact about Prim, she gets very angry at things that she has a hard time understanding, especially when she's around other people.
Hello, I'm Brian. I'm the one playing our lovely necromancer Christopher. Fun fact about Christopher, though he deals with the dead and been tons and crypts and such, he is somewhat allergic to dust. He gets very sneezy now and then while underground. Kind of ironic for a guy that was in a crypt a lot of his life. So many tissue boxes went to waste.
You're listening to episode 3 of Eowodan's Legends, Into the Woods.
Now every morning I go to war with the ghosts I met the night before, just trying to find the grace in my mistakes. There's monsters beating down my door, they're hungry for a soul that's worn from all of the running that I've done. I don't wanna run no more. I don't run no more.
As the dragon falls to the ground, stomping the air, a lot of you run, and Christopher turns in a panic, and you see his already pale skin become almost an ethereal white as he passes down to the ground. When he does, the bag that was holding Prim falls to the ground, and the small slit that Verinia had opened to check and see if it was gold is now torn on a rock, and Prim now can finally get out of the bag.
Is the bag open, or can she rip the bag open?
You've got enough strength to rip it open.
Okay, so she rips it open, and you can see her hair is all over the place, more than usual. And she's crying tears of blood.
Marcus gets kind of ugh, and takes a step back and just reaches over to the necromancer and tries to heft him up. Do you want me to make a strength check?
No, I think he's small enough.
Okay. Yeah, he's gonna carry him like a bride.
Over the altar.
Yeah, and also kind of as a way to keep something between him and Prim.
What is it you guys would like to do?
Fucking run until we can't see the dragon anymore.
Okay, Prim, let's go.
Prim she has her knee. She's kneeling on the floor, her hands on the palms on the ground, and she's panting, and her gaze is just completely empty.
Well, we're hightailing it out of there.
I feel like Schlafnix looks back to see if Prim is coming, and when she sees she's not, she turns around, just picks her up and runs, and just we don't have time for this shit.
She doesn't respond, so she lets Schlafnix pick her up.
As you guys run out of the town, exiting the woods, heading towards the north, you can see a variety of dead trees in the small distance between the town that you're exiting, and you see this large black mountain that is towering above all the other small mountains that are within. It's got a crested white peak and various buildings in the distance. You can't discern the buildings yet as you're too far, but you can see that there is a variety within the location.
Can I do a history check to see what I know about Murfield? 19 plus 3, so 22 for a history check.
A history check on Murfield or just around?
On Murfield, the area. what I know about where we're going.
Okay. So since you've been in the north before, you do remember that there is various strange creatures in this direction, less humanoid than the previous towns, and a little bit more aggressive as they live near the dragon realms. They're not quite as intense or as deadly as some of the creatures that are from the other hemispheres, but these ones specifically, you have seen them in action before, and you know they're at least a little bit tough.
So I could probably induce from that knowledge that this is probably the area that is the reason for all of the racism back in Grasmere. Because if there's all these crazy, like, awful creatures, then all they would know is these crazy, awful creatures.
That's a very good deduction.
Noise. So once, like, Grasmere is no longer in sight of us, and we can relax because the dragon, I'm gonna kind of slow down and put down Christopher against a tree and just kind of catch my breath and go. So we're heading into an area that's kind of filled with crazy, shitty, aggressive creatures. So we might want to collect ourselves and rest up a little bit and just relax from what just happened. Because I don't know about you, but that was crazy, and I don't know if I'm ready to walk into something quite crazy again.
Schlafnix is gonna be like panting. Yeah, we can, I'm okay with resting. And she's gonna drop Prim and just like hands on the knees like, oh, fuck.
Okay, so we gotta stop being the ones that are literally carrying the party. Gosh, he looks light, but if you're running for several kilometers, it's a whole other issue.
Oh, well, believe me, I know. I think we were carrying about the same weight between the two of them. Oh,
He's scrawny and awkward to carry. I think what I want to do is just kind of like pat his cheek and see if he wakes up. And when he doesn't, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull out a little writing utensil and start drawing on his face.
All right, you do that.
Okay, so I'm gonna give him a little curlicue mustache, and then as good all party favors go, I'm gonna draw a little penis on his forehead. I'm gonna have like the words on either side of the penis that says bait offer.
Anyone want to check on Prim?
yeah, Schlafnix is just gonna like, once she collects herself again, she's gonna go over to Prim and start like waving in front of her face to see if there's any reaction. Hey, Prim, are you there? And she might start snapping her fingers. Hello? Are you okay? You kind of went limp.
What happened? Me no remember.
You don't remember. Okay. Well, we got your bait back, if that means anything to you, but we lost the cow.
No, let's see.
Yeah, poor Bessie.
Maybe the Topher can be cow now.
You know what? I'm beginning to agree with you.
Yeah, considering how useful he was in general, I think we were onto something about just leaving him as bait offer.
Yeah, probably.
I had to heal him so many times.
He's, pretty much only good at bait at this point, unless we start training him up.
He had himself again. Fucking again.
I should eat more.
We should feed him more. We should fatten him up so the dragon doesn't lose interest.
Yeah.
Topher should learn how to use axe.
And body spray because he smells awful.
What is body spray?
Oh, it makes you smell not like the wrong side of an armpit, or in his case, the wrong side of, well, death. He just kind of smells like a corpse at this point.
Oh, so not like bad meat.
Well, kinda.
Okay.
Training him up might not be the worst idea, though.
True, but you need to have actually something on your bones if you want to be able to train, because this just looks like, again, I cannot stress this enough, a toothpick.
Yeah.
He's somehow concave. It's worse than the angel thing that was just not just. She was a plank of wood. He is a toothpick.
Go ahead and make a perception check, everybody.
Hey, not terrible. 18 minus 3 is 15.
15 plus 4, 19.
That's a 17.
The three of you hear some footsteps in the distance. Sounds like soft footsteps, not very heavy, not very fast. Very calm, actually. And a figure is approaching from the distance.
Can we make it out? What does it look like?
It's very cloaked, very, like, you can just barely see there's a soft, dainty nose poking out and one red eye that's viewable, but everything else is pretty covered.
What's around me?
Mostly trees.
Okay, I would like to quickly jump to the top of a tree.
Go ahead. They're approaching at a slow enough pace that they're not going to see you.
Okay, well, I do that then.
Can I use stealth to try and hide behind the tree?
Yeah, if you want.
16 plus 4, 20.
You are definitely hidden.
Schlafnix is gonna try to, like, hide in a bush and blend in with her green skin and the leaves. Do you want me to roll for that one?
Yeah, definitely.
17.
So you're gonna hide the bush too.
We leave him out in the open.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Christopher. Yeah, well.
Oh, fuck, right?
Bait offer. He's bait.
Okay, so as the cloaked figure approaches, stops and sees Christopher laying on the ground, slowly caresses his face, and you see this soft, feminine hand just reach out, grazing it.
Can I use sneak attack?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm gonna use sneak attack to shoot her with my short bow. Okay, the rogue table says that I have 2d6.
Okay.
Or no, 1d6 because I'm 2 levels in rogue. Okay, so that's 19 plus 4, which is 23 to hit.
Yep, you'll definitely hit.
Okay, and that means that 13 damage. Okay, so out from behind a tree about like 10 feet away, without hurting my location, I shoot, and like how damaged would it be so I can come up with where I hit her?
About like half.
About half? Okay, so I'm gonna say I was off to her left side looking at her from behind a larger tree. I shoot, and as she's reaching her hand out to touch him, it pierces through her forearm, sending her off kilter, and lodges it into, I don't know, the trunk of the tree next to her.
As a reaction to this, she turns. You see these piercing red eyes, almost magma colored, and her hair is long and silvery, sort of like a wisp, and she just kind of turns and glares at you, or at least in the direction of where the arrow came, because she's able to discern at least the direction.
Can I, before she can do that, can I just use my bonus action to hide again?
So she turns, her piercing red eyes looking in the direction of where the arrow came. She's unable to discern anyone's location, but she can clearly determine that she's under threat. As she does, she completely vanishes from everyone's sight.
I don't leave my hiding spot.
Me neither.
Yeah, Schlafnix is kind of shaking her head.
Are you really gonna shoot her? We could just restrain her.
Don't give her anything. She could be Fae.
Not even a name.
No.
Okay, so since you're shaking your head, go ahead and make a save. So go ahead with stealth, just because you shook your head.
Which it wasn't great. It was 11.
All right, so she does hear you. Still invisible. You just hear this of air as something has come up to you, and there's a bunch of black mist orating behind what you would assume is this creature. And she just looks at you and says, "Boo," and just tries to push you.
Does her blood dripping give her away as to where she is? Because she would have had to also pull herself off the tree.
You can see her blood dripping.
So if she pushes me, is she making an attack roll, or is this something that I can roll a saving throw of?
You can do a save throw.
Are you dodging or trying to?
Well, it's probably Constitution, because I'd just be trying to stay upright if she's pushing me, right?
I was gonna say, she's just trying to shove you over. It's not like a full attack.
Okay. I got a 12.
You feel the push in your chest, and it's not strong. It's more playful, in fact. And you hear this giggle. The people of the forest are always so confusing and always so terrified as when they see me. And you just see the blood drip as she frolics around.
So Schlafnix has advantages against being frightened or charmed, actually. So I feel like she just kind of like raises an eyebrow and like kind of looks at the blood, looks at her and goes, "I could see how most people would be scared of you. I'm sorry about my friend."
It's okay. I like to play. They always try to hurt me, but the forest always provides.
Are you okay? Do you need a bandage or something? Can I see you?
Oh, I suppose. She reappears.
I'm keeping my short bow trained on her just in case she tries anything more with Schlafnix.
She reappears and she looks to Schlafnix. "Ah, my dear, thank you so much for playing."
Yeah, no problem. What was that about? Seriously, do you need a bandage?
No. She whistles to the forest creatures, and you see a flutter of leaves come like birds around her and remorph her appendage where she was struck through. The blood dripping stops, and she just smiles with a small quirk.
Okay, impressive. It was nice to meet you. And thank you for playing with us.
You don't want to play anymore?
I'm just very confused.
Understandably, most are. I shall leave you then. Have a wonderful day.
You have a wonderful day there too, ma'am. Safe travels.
She disappears again, and you see puffs of black smoke as she teleports further away with great speed.
Do we still see the blood dripping nearby or where the teleportation took her, or is she completely out of range?
She's like 400 feet the other way.
Oh, okay. So I move out from my hiding spot and go to check on Baitoffer. Does it look like she did anything to him, or?
Still alive, absolutely nothing was done to him.
I'm gonna clean off the arrow that was lodged in the tree and take it back, very daintily and very, disgusted.
Is there any way we can know what we just met? Or, we could do an investigation check to see why she was there or anything like that?
Yeah, go ahead and make a roll.
Can I make a history roll to see if I know what she is?
You can make a history with advantage and an investigation without advantage.
Okay.
16.
19 plus 3 is 22 for history. And then did you want me to do investigation as well?
No, I was just saying for Schlafnix.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so both of you are able to discern what you just encountered. That was the magical item, the Cloak of the Assassin. It is said to roam with a playful spirit, and it bounces between the astral plane and the mortal plane. It never tries to harm anyone, as it is more a mental and kind of kinship test. And when someone passes, the cloak is passed on to a new user. But the problem with the cloak is that in time, if you use the power too much, it does end up cursing you in a long period of time down the road. So you gain its power, but it does end up cursing you.
Interesting. So that was the, I know Nixie and I know what this is. We encountered it a long time ago in our readings, I believe. And it is the Cloak of the Assassin. I didn't ever think it would show up as a person.
No, that was kind of strange. I've heard stories of it from my parents from the astral plane, but I've never heard of that.
No, this is a very strange forest.
Yeah.
Should we set up camp or should we keep moving? I'm actually a little worried to head towards Murfield. In my history check from earlier, do I know anything about the actual place other than the weird wild?
So there's nothing insidious there. You do know that often that three-headed dragon usually perches on top of that large mountain, but seeing as it's in a rage in Grasmere, it should not necessarily be back anytime soon.
Okay, so we might be able to pass through Murfield before the three-headed dragon returns from Grasmere. There shouldn't be anything really insidious in the town itself. I don't think the dragon's following us per se, but just to be safe, I don't know if we should really make our presence known in the area, just in case we have issues. Maybe we should just skirt around the town.
Probably best, especially since we have a passed out necromancer and we don't know when he's going to wake up, and this big fireball is at us.
Prim jumps down the tree and she says, "Let's go to the town, me hungry."
But I'm sure we can find something to hunt and eat.
I could get us a deer.
Yes, deer.
And I could probably pick some herbs and stuff like that. Okay, would you like me to do that?
Deer.
We could probably get some of your bloodlust rage out in the hunt.
No.
You just want me to go?
Me scared.
Okay.
I'll work on building a fire.
Sounds good.
Schlafnix is going to go hunt a deer. You're going to work on building a fire. Prim, what would you like to do?
She will follow Schlafnix on the hunt.
I'll make sure Baitoffer doesn't die.
Schlafnix, do you want to ask Kai any questions?
So, Pram, I've been meaning to ask you, what's going on with you and dragons?
Red dragon ate my brother. So me kill dragon.
Oh, honey, they took your brother? So was it a specific dragon? Do you know which one? Or do you just have an anger for all of them?
Dragon red like fire.
His breath was red like fire, hey? So that's why we're after this dragon wherever we're off to.
Yes. Plan is bait offer bait, then we kill dragon. And if dragon eats bait, we run.
Okay, I can get on board with that. But why do you hate all other dragons? Not all of them killed took your brother.
If one dragon eats people, other dragon eats people.
That's not true, honey. Have you ever met any other dragons?
No.
No? Well, look at the dragon that we saw on the road. She didn't eat us, did she?
No.
There are some good dragons out there, baby. You just gotta find them.
So maybe I ask dragon if good, and if not good, I kill.
Well, let's put it this way. If you find them when they're young, or if you can get close to them safely, they're probably a good dragon. If the dragon tries to eat you, then you can kill away, okay?
Him needs better weapon though.
Yeah, we need to get you a better weapon, and we need to get Edifur trained up so at least he'll survive long enough for us to kill the red dragon for you.
Yeah, because giant boar bone axe not good.
Oh, we'll find you a good weapon. But until then, let's get you a deer and get you fed. How does that sound?
And she starts drooling a little bit.
Schlafnix is just gonna put her finger up to her lips and just kind of motion okay, let's be silent. And then she's gonna start trying to track a deer and stuff. So you want me to roll a survival check to see if we grab one?
Yeah, go ahead.
That is 25.
Awesome. So in the near forest brush, you see at least what looks like a deer, but these lands are definitely different than some of the homelands you come from. This one has an elongated neck and giant ears and a very long tail, but the remainder of the body is familiar to you with the torso and the legs.
Does it still look edible?
Oh yeah.
Sweet. I'm gonna raise my short bow, notch an arrow, and take a shot then.
Go ahead and do so with advantage.
Well, thank God you gave me advantage because that was a critical failure. That is 17.
How would you like to do it?
Schlafnix is gonna aim for kind of right at the top of the spinal cord, so the intent is to sever the spinal cord and drop it really fast.
You will do that.
Awesome. And she's gonna, I guess, dress it there and then start hauling it back.
Prim is gonna help with the transportation.
Marcus, are you doing anything specific while they're hauling back their giraffe deer?
I'm gonna gather any twigs or dry brush that I can find in the area and try to make a fire. And I'm gonna keep checking in on him. I'm also gonna see if I can find any edible herbs and stuff in the forest.
Make an investigation check.
That is a 12.
You find a bushel of berries nearby, about a good handful for 2 people.
Does it look poisonous?
You don't know. You just found them.
I'm gonna gather them, and then do you want me to do a survival check to see how well I do on the fire?
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, that's a crit fail. -3.
You go to light the fire, and as you do, your fur actually catches on fire on your hands.
Ah! I'm gonna smother it in my cloak and try to get the fire to die out, because I don't think there's any water nearby. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see my hands are on fire, and I quickly look around, realize there's no water, and any water that there is in canteens that I can't grab at the moment. So I'm gonna just take them under my clothed armpits and just try to douse the fire with my douse the oxygen in the fire in my armpits. And it's gonna hurt. I'm gonna scream out, but I'm gonna keep it until it dies out. And then I'm gonna try to hold back tears. Just at that moment when they come in, I'm just gonna kind of look up and be like, "Do you have any water?"
Schlafnix is gonna take look at him, and his eyes are gonna go wide, "Oh my God, Dee, what did you do?"
Tried to start a fire and my foot got in the way again.
Oh goodness!
I shouldn't be in charge of fire duty.
No, you shouldn't. And then Schlafnix is gonna start looking for some herbs to help with the pain relief and stuff like that.
And make an investigation.
To make it all worse, he was touching himself in his sleep again. Didn't even wake up to help.
I crit failed on looking for herbs, guys.
Prim is gonna get to where Marcus tried to put on the fire, and she's gonna take out some flint and then start lighting a bunch of branches.
You can go ahead and roll with advantage.
What would give me advantage?
Just the flint.
Okay, can I roll survival for this?
Mm-hmm.
That's 15.
Yeah, you're able to start the fire.
So when the fire lights up, I scream, and Prim raises her hands very high, and she screams, "Fire!"
I'm gonna expend a first level spell slot to use Healing Word to fix my hands.
Want to speak it out or just do it?
Did I get any damage from that?
Not really, no.
Okay.
It was more just a blunder.
Okay. Yeah, I'll expend a Healing Word on myself just so that I don't have burnt hands and I can still do bard shit. Marcus has given up on trying to help. He has realized that he sucks at this, and he really needs to stop trying to help in situations like this, so he's just gonna be lookout.
Prim brings roasted chestnuts to Marcus.
Here,
Thank you, Prim. That was very sweet of you. Thank you.
eat to get stronger.
Okay, so he eats the chestnuts.
We eat deer later, when ready.
You're really lucky that you went in that pit with us, because, man, it was disaster.
Oh, we got scared in bag.
Well, it was lucky, because otherwise you might have gotten very hurt.
Oh,
There was a lot going on.
okay. Well, Prim happy that friends are still alive.
We're happy that you're okay, especially that the dragon didn't go for the sled first, because damn.
She hugs Marcus's left leg. Because she's so small.
He reaches over and because he was kind of sitting down, and so he reaches over and kind of awkwardly hugs her around his knee, awkwardly.
She looks at Marcus and she says,
You friend, you know bait.
Well, I think you're a lovely friend too.
Bait offer still bait.
Yes, we realized while we were down there when he was completely abhorrently useless that you were right the whole time, so...
He's okay.
Yeah, he hurt himself again, and also did not do a whole lot. He's great at navigation, though.
That wrench more useful at navigation.
Yes, he's very good at directions, so at least he can help us get to the dragon.
Okay. Would trade bait offer for a new cow.
Oh, yes. Absolutely. A new cow would be far better. Then we wouldn't have to hunt if we really needed the food. Be great.
Yeah.
Oh, well. He's a good laugh. We shall keep him. Maybe we can make him into something. Make a man out of him, so to speak.
Or super bait.
Super bait. That is also great. Again, I can't stress this enough. He smells like death, so he might be still unappealing. Yes, so maybe if we feed him enough, he'll start smelling like living bait.
Or maybe he can make more baits, more living baits.
That too.
He said he can make that thing live.
Is it really living when you're dead inside yourself? Anyways, I think that would be good.
Yes.
What should we get? What should we get now that we don't have the cow? If we do decide we want to spare him. Nixie, do you have an idea?
When you look over to talk to Nixie, you kind of notice that, like, she's been kind of staring at the fire, lost in thought. So when you call to her, she kind of just like, sorry, Marcus, what'd you say?
Well, Prim and I are just talking about what we could do instead of offering beta fur if he ends up being useful.
That's a big if there, Marcus. But I'm sure we can find something, whether it's another cow or we bring something back to life. I mean, I could always hunt something and string it up, and it's bleeding, it smells like blood, bring it in, I don't know.
I wonder if we wait for the dragon to go back to its nest, we could go back and make him, I don't know, create an undead group of people to follow us there? I mean, that's pretty fresh meat. If it's undead, might still keep until we get to the thing, as long as the dragon hasn't eaten all of them.
I mean, that's true. The trick is going to be keeping the meat smelling fresh, though, because if it's kind of funky, I don't know how appealing it would be. Like I said, there's always another deer. Like,
True.
and she just kind of motions towards the fire.
Okay.
Everyone make a perception check.
Nat 20!
Ooh, what's my...
Which I need to overcome my negative wisdom.
I got, is that 13 plus 4? So 17.
got a 10.
Prim's just so busy hugging my leg.
Yes.
All right, so Prim is still clutched onto your leg. And as you and Schlafnix look up to the sky, you see a horde of large creatures, wings flapping through the air. They are flying towards the eastern hemisphere. They're not in any specific pattern or shape. There's just various different flying forms within the sky.
Does my Nat 20 give me an idea of what it is?
Oh yeah, you can tell that they are all dragons.
Hi there, everybody. My name is Keisha, and I am your friendly neighborhood bard here today to talk to you about some mid-reel stuff. We don't have any sponsors at the moment, so you don't have to worry about us doing a whole lot of ads for a bunch of other people. But if you want to be a sponsor, you can reach out by contacting us at entertainment@realscrollsfilmco.org. Some exciting things are on the way, including some new shows and some new stuff. First up, I've started work on getting together a show that's been a long time in the making. It's called Confessions of a Game Master, previously a Dungeon Master, but I wanted to open it up to all TTRPGs. This is something I started back when I was the Dungeon Master for Throne of Dice, and there are intentions for Throne of Dice to return, but this is more pressing. But Confessions of a Dungeon Master is a talk show of sorts where I talk to other dungeon masters about their experiences and their shames and the things that they've experienced while dungeon mastering or being a player even. We have some fun people up on the roster for that. Dice and Desire has offered to be part of it. We also have Mindflayed Mondays that said that they would like to be on it, and the Billowing Hilltop podcast has also offered, among many other great community members that we have found and befriended on Twitter. If you are looking forward to that, we'll keep you updated and let you know. We should start releasing episodes around July. I still have some recordings from way back in the day. 3 episodes were recorded of The Dirty 20, One More Quest, and Dungeon Tales. Now, The Dirty 20 has said that they're absolutely okay with us using the old material, and I have still yet to hear from the other 2. I'm not sure if I don't think they're still active, so I don't know if I'm going to get the okay, which is a shame because I had some great conversations with them while they were on the show, but here's hoping. Anyways, the first episode you are going to hear is of The Dirty 20, so stay tuned for that, and get some notifications going on our social medias so that you're updated on everything new coming out. You might be wondering why we have different things going on. We have 2 main goals for what we want to do. I really love doing TTRPGs, as does Caleb, but our business partner Gibby and I also have this huge desire to get into film and filmmaking. We've been working on a TV show for the last few years, so we decided that we would have our parent endeavor be Real Scrolls, which is a hopeful film company, and one of our subsidiaries would be Decideth and TTRPGs. So that's what we're working towards right now. So if you're a little confused about why we have such weird social medias, that's basically what's going on. If you're looking to help support us in these endeavors, please consider subscribing to our Patreon. It is $3 a month US and about $4.10 Canadian. For about the same price as 1 coffee, maybe 2 coffees a month, you can get some extra bonus content. Now, we don't have a whole lot yet. We have our Big Bad Evil Guy campaign. We're calling it Eowodan's Villains. And that one is where you can follow the Big Bad Evil Guy. Soon we should have Goblins and Grannies. It's a mini campaign that I'm designing that I will be hosting. And then we have a Doctor Who TTRPG that's coming out soon that Gibby you'll get to meet Gibby, and he's the one that's going to be hosting that one. And we've got a bunch of exciting stuff on the horizon. I'm really excited. Yeah, I think I've babbled on long enough, so enjoy the rest of the episode.
But they're small. They're not like giant or anything. And they're all different types of dragons.
Can Schlafnix tell it's a dragon, or is that just a nat 20?
You can tell that they're like big beasts. You can't specifically discern they're a dragon, but you can see like, wow, that's a big like bird or whatever.
So, a lot of small dragons are... Why would a lot of small dragons be moving to the east?
They're dragons? Or wait.
That's what Marcus is saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Dragons!
Yes, it's like they're migrating over to the east. They're
Or bad dragon.
Schlafnix sees this and she's just kind of making her way back to camp now. I don't think she really wants to yell and be like, hey, what are those things flying in the air?
Upon her approach, I say, hey, Nixie, those were... I don't know if you could see it, but those were dragons.
Yeah, I saw, Dee. I can't think of a good reason why they'd all be flying like that. That's not normal, is it?
No, they never migrate like that. Not in clutches like that. Not unless they're families, but that was all sorts of dragons. It wasn't just one kind. It didn't look like one family together. It looked like all of the ones in the area were just drawn that way.
The western skies, you see thunderclouds moving at fast paces. You hear giant booms and echoes as the air ripples through. Clouds are being pushed in all directions. There's various lightning bolts flying down from the sky, and other weather phenomenon that is taking place in the far western hemisphere.
Well, that doesn't sound good. Can I do some sort of check to figure out what's causing that? Or does it just seem like weather?
No, you can make a check.
Insight? That's a nat 1. I know nothing. I know less than nothing, especially because it's a -3.
I know nothing.
I know so much nothing that I'm convinced it's just a rock concert. Oh, well, this is a rock concert, so maybe that's what's drawing them away.
A rock concert, Dee? Really?
Well, you know what? sometimes there are bard cover bands of really crappy disco, and dragons don't want anything to do with it. So
What's rock concert?
rock concert, it's where they throw rocks at the audience, and they make loud music, and usually at the behest of a rock slide on a mountain.
We know like rock concerts.
Yeah, they're kind of not popular unless you're with a bunch of dwarfs.
Ugh.
They love it though. They think it's the greatest thing. I don't know why. Something like a rock to the face that really gets them going.
Schlafnix is just gonna like shake her head at both of them, and then she's gonna look up at the sky and see if she can figure anything out from what she sees.
You can go ahead and make a roll.
Investigation, or what would you like? Sight?
Insight. Yep, insight.
Okay, that is 12 plus 4, so 16.
You're able to discern that this is the force of great creatures battling within the skies. The thunder and lightning are not something that you would normally see from the natural world, so they must be either from the gods or from other mighty creatures. The clouds that are being pushed asunder from all directions, that has to be from physical contact of force fighting against each other. You can't hear what it is, but you can definitely see quite a lot of impact.
Oh lord. Okay. Oh geez. I think Schlafnix is going to become really, really worried. But her mom and like dad have told her anything that might give her a hint to for more information.
But you don't know any of their names.
Okay, I'm gonna come up with something that needs to be put here as far as like a rhyme that she may have heard, if that's okay. I'll send it to you first.
I love rhymes and poetry.
And she's just gonna kind of like repeat it to herself absent-mindedly. When the gods are angered, the skies will roll. Fire in the skies from blow on blow. When the sky darkens, as dragons fly, chaos flows all through the night.
Marcus is going to hear that and say, well, you're not supposed to mimic the rock band. How do you know the lyrics? It's so far away.
It's a story my mom and dad told me when I was young.
So they're plagiarizing.
Rocks can sing?
Well, the rock band, the band that's doing the rock concert that's causing the avalanches, yes, they're plagiarizing whatever story that Nixie is referring to. That's my assumption, at least.
Sorry, can we really be plagiarized by the gods, Dee?
The gods of rock and roll? I mean, we're not plagiarizing. They technically are, if it's coming from a book or a story. I'm sorry, you're losing me. I thought you were hearing the music from far off and hearing the lyrics and just repeating it.
No, it's an old story from when I was a really little girl. It was about the gods fighting each other and it have an effect on this world, but I never thought it was real.
When you say real, what do you mean?
She's gonna point to the sky and be like, you notice those effects there and bags and the lightnings and...
Yes, it's a very big production. It's very expensive, it must be.
Marcus, honey, I need you to focus and I need you to listen. It has nothing to do with music, okay? I'm pretty sure.
So no rock band.
No, Prim. It's not a rock band this time.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Well, I hope you're right, Dee.
Confused.
I'm also confused. I am quite sure I'm correct.
Mark is often called correct.
I feel like Schlafnix is just going to kind of give up at this point and get lost in her mind again. Like, after the realization that she had and this rhyme coming to mind from her childhood and just everything going on, I think she's really going to be lost in her head. Like, she's going to be thinking of her parents, and she was already thinking of her parents at the fire. That's why she was lost in her head the first time. So I think it's like that side of things is really hitting her hard, but she feels like she's missing something and that could be really important. And like something's going on, but she doesn't know what, so she's trying to think it through. So I think she just kind of like absentmindedly like goes to pick up Christopher and just kind of starts walking, and she goes around the town, but she just starts absentmindedly walking in that direction.
I think Marcus kind of gathers what he can, offers Prim to sit on his shoulder while they walk, and then he unceremoniously picks up Betafer and like carries him under his arm like a rag doll
You don't even have time. She's already on your shoulder.
Nice. I am the pack mule now.
Yes, you're Nessie now.
Just to be clear, you picked Christopher off of my shoulders?
Oh, I didn't realize you picked him up.
Yeah, I picked him up and I just started walking.
Because if you didn't, I was gonna have him like underneath the crook of my arm, just kind of like folded like a rag doll by his midsection, and not care that his like arms and legs were kind of hitting the ground.
See, I kind of, like you said, you picked him up and I just kind of imagined like I had him like his arms slung over my shoulders, his like legs hiked up on my hips and my hands underneath him, walking and just trudging along, and you just kind of reach over and grab him by the scruff of the neck and then fold him under your arms. Like, I'll take this.
No, if you've got him piggybacked, I'll take that, so that I'm not like a complete pack mule. But yeah, I didn't realize you picked him up.
Yeah, I picked him up and then just started walking. Like,
As you guys are walking, you see an older fellow come out the distance of the trees from a small hut. His hands are large, veins traveling throughout his entire body. He's got a small pocket chain and a large pipe on him, and some giant bifocals that are rested upon his obscenely large nose.
I think I just wave with a nice smile and just keep walking.
Schlafnix does not notice at all, and she looks like distraught and in her head, and like there is some inner turmoil going on there.
Marcus is oblivious and just like polite nods, smiles, and just keeps walking and following Schlafnix.
The old man tries to shout out to you. Excuse me? Excuse me?
Sorry, we're kind of on a tight schedule. Did you need something?
Where is it you're going? I know these woods very well if you're trying to get somewhere.
We've got an excellent tracker. We're doing quite great. Did you need help? Are you lost?
Yes.
You said you know these woods quite well, but...
Yes, no, I'm not lost. I would like some help if you can offer it.
What kind of help do you need?
Oh, I was just hoping to unbury my chest. I wanted to go to town, and I was hoping to, trade in some of my good fortune, as my wife said that we need to for our anniversary.
Schlafnix is just gonna like bump Christopher unceremoniously on the ground, just like stand up straight and drop him and be like, yeah, we can help you, that's no problem.
Marcus just kind of bends a little to check and see if he's okay, and just kind of like, and more than see if he's okay, see if the markings he made on his face are smudged at all, and then just kind of leave him.
Wow.
Yes, artwork is intact.
Great. My very veiny dick that I drew on his forehead is doing great.
Does Marcus have like dressmanship skills? Like, how accurate is this drawing on this?
So considering I have a disguise kit as a rogue and frequently alter my own appearance, I think that I have a little bit of knowledge in how to draw.
So what you're saying is it is so accurate it makes everyone uncomfortable.
Yes.
Okay. I enjoy this. I appreciate this. Okay.
It's a very accurate, anatomically correct penis, with the words "bait offer" scribbled on either side of it.
Amazing.
And then a little snidely curly Q mustache. There's a matching mustache on the dick and a top hat.
The old man looks towards Christopher's body as it was dropped and sees this quite elegant drawing and looks to the party. Who drew that?
Well, he got drunk at a party. It's fine.
Oh, no, I thought it was quite hilarious. I don't mean to scold anyone. I'm just curious. Maybe you could draw something for me, whoever it was.
I'm a little bit of an artist. I did it. Did you want short on porn mags out here?
Ooh, the wife would be delighted for that. Well, you said you're an artist. What kind of artist? Just primarily in design?
Well, I do some
of dicks.
Well, I do dabble in some paintwork that isn't penis oriented. Some a little bit the other way.
Okay.
Mostly the other way. I save the penises for people's foreheads because usually.
Is that an expression of your inner character? Or are you very confident with your own genitalia?
Oh, absolutely. I've never had a single complaint. In fact, there's some songs about it. But
Are Wait. Are you Marcus?
Yes, I am! How did you know?
My wife loves your music. She says that your voice is divine.
Oh, that is so lovely to hear. Well, I would love to meet your wife and sing for her.
Possibly more.
What was that?
And possibly more.
Well, I'm not opposed to threesomes.
Oh my god.
He takes you and meets you to his wife off to the side while he points in the direction of the chest for Schlafnix and Brim.
Like we're digging it out, right?
Yeah, it's like loosely buried.
Okay, I just start I try to be nice and gentle with things. Like I'm not trying to break it, but I am trying to get the job done. So I just Schlafnix is in kind of like a no shits given mood. She doesn't want to be mean. She doesn't want to be rude, but like
Fair. Make a strength check then.
How is she dealing with Marcus right now?
to be honest, I don't know if she's noticing because of the thought of her parents.
I guess my other question is, did Prim stay with me or go with you?
The old man took you inside, so that's up to Prim.
Okay. Prims will stay with Mark.
So Bainoffer's standing it's like asleep in the middle of the forest, like,
Yes.
and then a few yards away, Schlafnix is digging a hole, and then Marcus and Prim went inside with the couple.
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting night for you guys, and I'm just throwing shit around. I got an 18, by the way.
18. Okay. You pull the chest so hard that it flies out. It's much smaller than the old man made it seem to be. And a few different trinkets drop out.
Like, normally she might be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna take something. I don't know. I honestly don't think she notices, and she probably just like shoves it back in the chest, and she's like, no, I just give it to this guy. I don't give a shit right now. She is in such a state right now where, like, Marcus could probably strip dance in front of her and she wouldn't notice.
Wow.
Yeah, own the mood. I like it.
He would be very offended.
All right. So as you are bringing the chest inside, the older man, he looks to Marcus and then looks to his wife. Dear, Marcus is here. The one that you said you listen to all the time. Can you believe it? On our anniversary, how lucky are we?
Oh, did you want to hear a song for your anniversary? I've got a beautiful love song.
You do?
Yes. Did you want to hear it?
I would love to.
Penned it a few weeks ago, actually.
Really?
You'd be the first to hear it.
I would love to. I'd be honored to. But first, just please understand that we've been such fans of you for such a long time that we'll probably break into tears. And it's not of sadness, it's just of happiness.
Oh, well, that's lovely. Oh, well, in that case, here, I'll set these tissues aside just in case you need it. And sit back, get comfortable. It's been a while since I've gotten to perform instead of running for my life because the dragons are weird. But yes, this will be lovely.
They have a seat.
Roll performance. And that is a nat 20 plus 6.
You must be heaven sent, baby, to fill this missing half of me. And blessings like these are so hard to believe that you could still love after who you've seen. So let me wash away this pain that's trapped inside, and let me show you love you thought you'd never find. I promise to be yours until the day I die, as long as you still want to be mine. It's strange to think of how much you own of my soul. This passion inside me I no longer control. but I don't care about the cost anymore. As long as I have you, what more could I ask for? So let me.
So Schlafnix, even though you are in a daze from all the memories flooding back to you, you do hear a large hulking tree moving on the outside, and you're able to discern that it's gonna attack the hut in a moment, so you can give a heads up quickly to your teammates.
Schlafnix is gonna scream, like she's gonna whip around, and she is startled. She is like, this is the first moment where she kind of realizes where she is since she's been in this daze. And she's just gonna give a really loud scream.
Her scream is gonna pull Marcus out of the song, I think.
Go ahead and everyone roll initiative. But Christopher, you start first.
I start first?
Because of the location of where you are.
Oh, great.
I got a 21.
Got 8.
15 here.
You are waking up, and as your eyes are peering open, you see this hulking tree ant that's walking towards the hut, and as your eyes open, you see it just swing inward with its fists just smashing against the cabin. Its teeth are gnawing and gnashing out of its mouth, and it's barely even human, but it's just a combination of bark, muscle, and just pure rage.
So would it classify as a humanoid or no?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna cast my mind's kind of conscious, but realizing this thing's a threat, and I'm gonna cast Hold Person onto them.
2. Yeah, I think you hold.
Yeah, my DC is a 14.
Okay. Yep. So they've swung through, and now they are in this held position as you have control.
While I imagine my hands kind of just holding on. I'm gonna kind of yell towards the party everyone over here, just in the most tiredest way possible, still yawning mid sentence. And yeah, I think that'd be my end of my turn. And trying I kind of back up just a little. Yeah. Still, I want to stay 60 feet within, so Hold Person works.
Okay. Marcus is next.
Quickly strap my my guitar and dash outside, and I'm gonna use Dissonant Whispers on it. Where did my dice go? Everything got messed up when I pulled out the guitar. They must make a Wisdom saving throw.
Nat 20.
So on that, they would take, it takes half as much damage, but because it's a nat 20, it would take a quarter damage, I believe. 16, so they take 4 damage. They hear a faint. I'm gonna use Cunning Action to hide.
Can you explain to me the situation again?
So, according to your height, this thing is towering. It is as big as a fully grown cedar tree. And right now it's being held paralyzed by Christopher. And you see the words floating up to it from Marcus as it has just smashed through part of the cabin.
Okay. I think Prim will enter rage as a bonus action. And she will attack the thing with her great axe.
Okay, go ahead.
Ugh, an 11 to hit.
You hit.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Fine, I'll take that. That's 7 slashing.
Remember, it's a critical hit if you're within 5 feet.
It's a what?
Critical hit if it's
Critical
within
hit
5
because
feet.
paralyzed.
So 14.
In that case, that's 14. Yeah.
All right, Schlafnix.
How
You're up.
close am I to this thing? I'm 10 feet away.
You're 10 feet away.
This thing is towering tall, right? Okay. I'm going to start, or Schlafnix is going to start with a bonus action, and she's going to cast Hunter's Mark. So Hunter's Mark is you choose a creature that you can see within range, and mystically mark them as it is your query. Until the spell ends, you deal an extra 1d6 damage to your target whenever you hit it with a weapon attack. She's going to take out her longbow, and she's going to try to shoot this thing in the face.
Okay, roll to hit.
So that is 18. Awesome.
Yep, you'll hit.
9 for the initial hit, and then an extra 6 for the Hunter's Mark.
It's going to go ahead and shriek in pain from all of the damage it's taking, and it looks to Christopher and just yells at you with every force it has still held by your spell.
To try and break concentrate.
It's trying, but it's failing. So go ahead and take your next action, Christopher.
Well, because it is, I do have to I have to be concentrated on the things. I don't think I can do an actual action without breaking that, correct? Or could I do it? Could I do another action, or would it break my concentration?
Yeah, I think you can do things like if you need to like step to the side or something like that, as long as it's not reflexive.
You have enough time and enough distance where you can attempt to cast another spell. Granted, it will become free after that point, but it's already taken its turn.
Would you say it's like dark out right now?
No, it's like midpoint. Yep.
Okay, then I guess I kind of want to just like slightly like move more to the right, kind of like just scouting this thing out and look in our surroundings if I see anything else that might look like it's controlling this or maybe just caused this somehow.
You see a horde of dead bodies from the direction it came from.
Oh my, that's not a good. I mean, that's a good sight for me, but that's not a good sight. How far is this body?
They're within 20 feet. This must have been like its kill or prey that it was dragging along.
How far away am I from the tree right now?
10 feet.
I like slowly move to those bodies and just use my bag, pick it up.
Yeah, is that what you want to do for your action?
Yeah, I want to use my bag of bones and just kind of pick those bodies up. How many bodies is that?
4, or at least 4 bodies worth of bones. Alright, then it's gonna be Marcus's.
Okay, I am going to take out my short bow and try to hit it.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, that's fucking stop bouncing dumbly on my stupid cape. There we go. Okay, so that's not gonna hit. I just straight up miss.
Prim, you're up.
I'm gonna go back to hiding again.
That's fine. Yep, that's fine. Prim's up.
Prim keeps on relentlessly slashing this beast with her great axe by giving another attack.
Go for it.
Oh man, I just realized because I was hidden, I had advantage because of sneak attack. Fucking dumb.
And that's an 18 to hit.
Okay, you'll hit.
Is there still a crit thing?
Nope, he's free of hold because of Christopher movement.
And in that case, that's a mere 5 slashing damage.
Schlafnix, you're up.
And she's still about 10 feet away, yeah? And is this thing still restrained?
No. No.
Okay. She's gonna kind of aim at this thing's face again, maybe taking like 5 steps back just to get a better view. And
Okay, go for it.
yeah, so she's gonna use another bonus action at the beginning, and she's gonna cast Hail of Thorns. So
Great spell.
yeah. So the next time you hit a creature with a ranged weapon attack before the spell ends, this spell creates a rain of thorns that sprouts from your ranged weapon or ammunition. In addition to the normal effect of the attack, the target of the attack and each creature within 5 feet of it must make a dexterity saving throw. A creature takes 1d10 piercing damage on a failed save or half as much damage on a successful one. And this is in addition to the extra damage from Hunter's Mark, which should still be in effect.
Okay, go for it.
So the attack is plus 3, 16. That hits.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so
Yes,
9 for the initial attack.
that's it. It's going to be resistant to your thorns.
Okay, like completely resistant, like it's taking half damage resistance, or like it's not going to be affected at all. Alright, well, you still get Hunter's Mark, which is another 4.
Yep. Go ahead and roll Hunter's Mark. Okay, awesome. All right, it's gonna, feel all these blows move around, shrieking in anger, and it's gonna try and hit Christopher. Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw, please, Christopher.
Before we go any farther, was anyone else within 5 feet of the monster when I made that attack?
No, I'm hidden elsewhere.
I backed up a bit.
No, I was within 5 feet of the monster. Yeah.
Okay, then you need to make a dexterity saving throw too.
Yes, I was. Yeah, easy.
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 8.
Yeah, sorry.
No.
You only take half damage though, and I rolled a 3, so I don't know if that's 1 or a 2.
That's okay. She's a cheeky girl.
Okay.
We round up, so it's 2. But all right, so Christopher, make a Constitution saving throw.
I got a 18, 15 plus 2.
Okay, great. So the tree goes to smash the ground next to you and misses, and his fist is just plunged into the ground, and he's at a prone position. It's your turn.
Prone? As a bonus action, could I figure out if necromancy would heal this thing?
It will deal double damage.
It would deal. Could I Since you said the thing's prone, would I get advantage on casting Inflict Wounds on them?
Yes.
Then I'm gonna go do Inflict Wounds, and that means I get advantage, correct? Since the prone.
Yes.
The first one is a 16 plus my spell attack bonus, so that's a 22. No, did I do that right? It's 16 plus 6. That's 22, right? Okay.
Yep, that's second roll.
Second roll is the second roll is like a 15.
Okay.
I think it's 22 hits.
So yeah, you'll definitely hit.
And I'm gonna be casting this at second level.
Okay. How much is its attack dice before you cast it?
Normally it's 3d10, so that's gonna be 4d10, right?
Okay. How do you want to do it?
That's just gonna kill it.
How would you like to do it?
I like to imagine while this thing smashes its arm down, Christopher kind of like slightly like dodges back and just realizing it's in a state of like unable to move and like slightly placing his arm on the thing's arm that's gouged in the ground, and just he's kind of like see his like hand turn gray and the wood starts draining and becoming white and like withering away just by the mere touch.
It doesn't get easier the further I run. It gets harder to carry the weight of what I've done. I am speaking from experience. I don't wanna run no more. I don't wanna run no more.
Hi everybody, my name is Keisha and I played Marcus Magnificato. Caleb was our dungeon master. Jackie played Schlafnix. Kai played Prim. And Christopher was played by Brian. If you're wondering where Christopher was for the beginning of this show, his car broke down on the way to recording. So this is the last episode that we have where he's just kind of not present and we have both the boys going forward. It was just some unfortunate circumstances. He was supposed to be here and then he got trapped on the side of the road in the middle of a snowstorm. So super unfortunate, but things kind of just happen. Our intro song is Run No More by the Talbot Brothers, and the song that was written by me for the old folks moment was actually an old song I wrote about a decade ago. Let me know if that's the kind of content you'd like to see individual from this, and I'll let you know. It's about a decade old and a recording that's about a decade old, but it was really nice to give it some new life again. If you don't mind giving this content a like, giving us a follow, subscribing if you're on YouTube, and maybe checking out our Patreon. For about the price of 1 or 2 coffees per month, you can support the show and help us fulfill our dreams of making awesome content for you guys. If you heard the mid-reel, you probably heard all of the new stuff coming up, and I'm really excited to share all of that with you. So stay tuned, some great stuff is coming, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Seems to me a man can do a lot of thinking when he's staring down the barrel of a gun. And the devil set his sights set on me since the day that I took sides with the sun.